Today, we've got the end of season review, and you get to find out my plans for next season. Stay tuned! Welcome back, guys, to part 12 of Building a Legacy with Cambridge United. Today, we are doing the season review in what's going to be our last episode with Cambridge. I have made my decision. I am moving on. I will not be signing a contract extension, even though they've got a 3-year deal out there for me at the moment for about 3,600, I think the last deal was. I just need to move on. I need to cut ties with them and find my next club. And if I stay with them next season, I don't see that happening for another year. So I think it's time to just cut them cords and see what else is out there. I do want to move on to a job abroad. So I think we'll just force our hand by leaving Cambridge United and being out of work for a little while. So since the last time you were with us, you joined us for the Forest Green game where we picked up the league title. We then went on a run of 3 wins in a row before losing our final 2 games of the season. First to Wigan, who with that game secured their status as a League One club next season, avoiding the relegation, so I can understand why they put up such a fight. Oxford, on the other hand, they needed to get a victory to secure playoffs, so they managed to get the job done there as well. A 90 plus 1 minute goal from Oxford. Probably my fault. I went a little bit defensive after the Dion Pereira goal in the 81st minute, and it didn't pay off. But not to worry, we got what we needed out of this season. We've been promoted, we've won the league, and we've won it at a canter. We'll have a quick look at the competition so you can see just how much we won it by. 107 points. We got 107 points. That is nuts. 19 points clear of second place. We were predicted to finish 19th this season, I think. Either 19th or 20th, somewhere around there. We're 150 to 1 to win this league, and we have gone and done the job. So, big round of applause there. So let's get to what we've all here to see, the end of season review. So, Cambridge United end of season review, we have won the League One trophy. Let's check out the new arrivals. So we'll sort the new arrivals appearance based. So first player through the door was Ryan East. Came in from Reading on a free. We had him for the back end of last season on loan. Reading released him in the summer and we mopped him straight up. He's had 43 starts and 1 off the bench. 2 goals, 10 assists from that central midfield position. A 6.83 average rating. The board reaction was a B, so they're quite happy with what he's done for us. So let's have a look at the next guy. Joe Adams, our Welsh wizard. We brought him in on loan from Brentford. We needed to have someone replace Bennett at the time. I thought he was going to play that side. He didn't end up playing that side. We used him on the right-hand side instead, meaning we could move Mullin up front. From that, he got 8 goals. He's got 7 assists and a 6.92 average rating. So he's done really well on his loan season with us. I think he's agreed a move to another club now, though, so he won't be back here next season. Yeah, he's got a transfer made. He is leaving to go to... Where did that say? Elche. I think that's in Spain. So, a brilliant player, Joe Adams there. B plus board rating for him, so a very good rating. Board seems to think we've made a good deal with that. Next player that we brought in was El Mazzoni. He was here for the entirety of last season on loan. We brought him back in because he had such a good season last year. And he's done pretty much the same again. 34 starts, 10 off the bench, 6 goals, 7 assists, 6.93 average rating. All of these players have been key to us going up this year. They've been fantastic in the roles that they've been playing. And again, a B plus rating for him. So no one bad at the moment. We then signed Otis Khan, our oldest signing of the transfers. He's now 26 And as we can see, coming from Tranmere, I think he was a 3 as well. Yeah, he was coming for free from Tranmere. 34 appearances, 6 from the bench, 5 goals, 8 assists, a 6.79 average rating. Now, he got an A- from the board, so highest rating so far. I wasn't overly impressed with him because he was replacing Bennett from last season. And J. Neil Bennett last season absolutely lit the place up from that position. So I felt Otis Khan could do more, but he had big shoes to fill. It was kind of like when Man U got rid of Ronaldo and no one could really fill his boots. It's the same thing. So Bennett left. He was like the star of the team. We brought someone in on a free as well, so not even paying for him. And we needed him to try and step up. He's done fairly well, though. The next player we had in was Isban Rossi from Bournemouth. Now, at the start of the season, when we first brought him in, he didn't play at all. We had 2 players set in the defensive roles, Darling and Burley. Burley was recalled from loan halfway through his loan spell, with his parent club saying that we weren't playing him in the position we'd agreed. Well, I was pretty sure we agreed centre defence and he'd played every game. But back to Rossi. Rossi came in for the back end of the season and he's really put in a decent performance, to be honest with you. 6.99 in defence, that's not bad at all, out of 26 starts. He's even got an assist in there. Board weren't, they're about average with him. A C+. C and above is, decent ratings. You don't want to be seeing any Ds down there. Next was Adam Phillips coming from Burnley on a free. Another player that was brought in because we didn't know if we were getting El Mazouni in. So we thought we'd bring him in. 22 starts, 14 off the bench. He's got 2 goals from that position. So he's a little way off of El Mazouni. But he's got 9 assists. So he's ahead of El Mazouni in that sense. He's got a 6.91 average rating. Only a 0.02 away from El Mazouni. So an A-, and he's going to be here for a little while now. I think possibly another season or so. Phillips will be with the club after I've gone. He's got a 3.2 million release clause, which I think teams will have to meet. So again, we've planned for the future of Cambridge United when we brought him in. Dion Pereira was the next player we brought in on a free. 20 appearances, 10 goals, 4 assists, 6.93. Not much else to say about him. He's come in, done his job. He's actually got the little star next to him. So I think he's the signing of the season we're going to see in a moment. When Burley was taken off us, we decided that we were going to drop Digby back in defence. So we brought in this guy, Dijan Tetek, to play where Digby was in the defensive midfield. He's got a 6.92 average rating, 16 appearances, 1 goal, no assists. He got a C+ from the board for that. Reading were a little bit upset that we weren't playing him as a defensive midfielder. We played him in the volante role instead. But I'm pretty happy with him. Next signing was MJ Williams. 11 starts, 15 off the bench. No goals, 1 assist, a 6.86 average rating. He got a B from the board, came in from Blackpool on a free. Again, he was just backup. That was the only reason he was brought in the first place. And he performed well when he needed to come in. He added depth to the side. And, like I say, done what he needed to do. The final signing was not a signing that I made, but a signing that one of my, I think it was the head of youth development made. Ewan Pollock. They decided to bring him in from Bournemouth on a free. Not really sure what he actually looks like. Yeah, he don't look too bad for a 19-year-old. He's got 5-star potential down there, so you can understand why he was brought in. He's got a B rating from the board. As for the transfers out, there was a lot of transfers that left in the summer. We got 40,000 for Ironside. He moved on to Exeter. We got 17,500 for Paco Craig. He got C+ for that from the board. Moved on to Salford. Liam O'Neill left us in the summer on a free. Didn't want to sign a new deal. I didn't want to keep him there. Hannant also left us in the summer. That was to go to Lincoln, 45,000, biggest deal of the summer for us. Got a B- out of the board for that. Dunk left for Hamilton on a free, C+ from the board. To be honest with you, the Dunk deal was a deal that the fans didn't like at the time, but look at his age, 31. He weren't going to get into my team, so it was the best option. Just get his wages off the wage bill. Next player to leave was Pascal Juan Estrada. He went to Coventry for 21,200. He got a B- from the board for that, and that is down to us making some money on him. Brought him in for free in the summer, sold him in January. So a quick turnaround on him there. The next player out was Wes Houlihan. He went to become one of our coaches, so nothing really to worry about there. The season's results, let's have a look. So, we've already spoke about the league. We absolutely smashed it. The expectation was to fight bravery against relegation. We've finished first. 78% average attendance. Paul Mullin with top goal scorer with 21 goals in the league. That's massive to come up and do that from League 2. And we got an A+ from the board for the fact that we won League 1 title this season. You can have a quick look through the way it started for us. So it's very hit and miss. Well, I can't really call draws a miss in this, but you can see it's 50-50 between wins and draws to start with in the season. We then had a nice long run of wins, just picking up one draw in that between Ipswich and Grimsby with Doncaster. We then lost our first game of the season against Peterborough on Boxing Day, so a rival defeat was not brilliant, but we bounced straight back with a nice run of results there, as you can see, to go on to win the league against Forest Green Rovers, which was a game you were here for us to see lift the trophy. Before finishing up with 2 defeats at the end of the season, both away from home, both at clubs that really needed the victory more than us. And to be honest, I'm not really fussed. We got what we needed out of the season. Fantastic. As for the FA Cup, we got a C+ rating in the FA Cup. We're expected to meet the second round. We went out in the third round to West Ham United, beat Northampton Yeovil on the way to getting knocked out to West Ham. So we got some decent money from that, which helped the finances at the club. Carabao Cup, again a C+. Again, we made it to the third round before being knocked out by West Ham. Went through on penalties against Wycombe before beating Coventry comfortably 2-0. And then went out on penalties to West Ham. So we took West Ham all the way there. And we got a C rating for the Papa John's Trophy. Second round was minimum expectation. We got to the Southern second round. We were knocked out by Brighton and Hove Albion's under-23s. 4-0. We got smashed in that game. It was a real moment to forget that. So let's have a look at the moments to remember this season. Biggest win this season was the 4-0 against Forest Green in the first half of the season. That was an awesome game, that. Match to remember was the 5-4 beating of Ipswich, where we grabbed a 95th minute goal from the penalty spot to secure the game. That was a proper ding-dong battle. And then goal of the season comes for Digby, a 79th minute goal. Top quality strike from the used defensive midfielder Digby, as he scores a well-struck effort from distance. We'll have a look at that in a little while. Club finances look like this now. So the club reputation is, it was a national 2-star. It's now national 2.5-star. That is going to help me when I go on to move next season. Sponsorship deals over the season. We've got no new sponsorship deals in. But sponsorship is up to 212,000. It was at 103, so we've added 100 grand a year in sponsorship there. We've nearly doubled the broadcast revenue to 400,000. Corporate and hospitality has jumped up by double as well, now at 349,000. Competition prize money, 35,000 last year, 145 this year. There is some extra money in the coffers this year for definite. And if we look at match day and commercial and retail revenue, 622,000 against 341. This club is coming on leaps and bounds. Merchandise sales, 236,000 in merchandise. There were 3,005 shirts sold, with Nibs selling the most shirts this season, followed by Mullin, Khan, Phillips and Pereira. The fans loved Pereira this season. Quick look at our lineup this season, who made the most appearances and was best in each position. So they've gone with Mitov in goal, Field, Digby, Burley and Knoll across the back line. I can't argue with any of that, to be honest with you. Tetic, East and El Mazzuni in the midfield. So again, nothing I can argue with there. Maybe Phillips instead of El Mazzuni, but again, El Mazzuni done the job he needed to do. Up front, Pereira, Adams and Mullin. Again, I don't think I can argue with any of that. They've all done well. They've all looked to do the part there. Assists, Ryan East there with 10 assists. I mean, we didn't get that many assists for how many goals we ended up with. Paul Mullin, 28 goals this season. Pereira, 10. 8 from Adams. We could do with getting a few more goals across the rest of the team other than the striker. So the accolades this season. First up, we'll have a look at my accolades. I have won at the start of the season the League 2 Manager of the Year for last year. And then we had September Manager of the Month, December Manager of the Month and February Manager of the Month. So all good accolades to be picking up. Everything I can sort of add to my CV when I go looking for a new job. Club rewards. So we've got Digby was the fans player of the season. I'm not going to deny him that. He went from centre midfield to defence, converted very well and done a really good job for us, grabbing 9 goals from that position as well. Harry Darling was the young player of the season. Again, another centre-back that has done really well. So the 2 centre-backs are getting the plaudits, really. Signing of the season was Pereira. We spoke about him a little while ago. He came in as a backup, done a job, and he's actually ended up in the team of the season. So that says how much of a job he's done. Goal of the season was then Digby, followed by top goal scorer was Paul Mullin with 21 goals in the league. We've got the most assists in the league was Ryan East with 10. You've got to remember, this is all in the league. Paul Mullin, most man of the matches, 5. And Digby, a 7.2 average rating for the season, showing why he's been awarded Fans Player of the Season. Competition awards, there's nothing there, so none of the players have picked up any awards for that. Most overall goals this season was Mullin with 28. Most league goals, 21, which we've already said. Most clean sheets this season come from Mitov. Last season he couldn't even get in the team. This year he's come and kept 25 clean sheets. And most man of the match awards for the entirety of the season, Mullin with 7. History in the making. So top of the league, we've completely dominated, 107 points from there. That's just nuts. And we've won the Sky Bet League 1 Championship, which we know about. And then we've got Pat Jones from Sky Sports. It was a superb season for the U's, who exceeded expectations throughout the campaign and claimed a deserved title. Well, thank you very much. So if we have a quick flick through any of the other stuff, see if anything else pops up that's worth having a quick look at. Club vision expectation, we'll just accept that because I'm not going to be here anyway. So new season team report. Khan out on the right, on the left, Adams on the right, Mullin up top, El Mazzuni, Digby, Terrick, Field, Isban Rossi, Darling, Knoll. I'm not really worried about any of this. I'm not going to be here next season. So I guess the last thing to do today is go over the players that have been here this season and see who's performed well in what positions. So let's get everyone off first of all and bring up the goalkeepers. So up first is goalkeepers. We've had 3 keepers selected this year, but only 2 have played, Mitov and Burton. And to be honest, Mitov has just dominated through. He's had 53 games. Burton's only had 3. He had a 6.97 average rating. He had the most clean sheets with 25 to none. He had the most goals conceded though, which was 40 to 4. But when you compare games, that's only 0.75 goals a game, whereas Burton was 1.33. He's also had the better of the passing percentage. 89% of his passes found their mark, whereas it's 68% for Burton. If we take a look at the defenders next, so we'll swap over goalkeepers to defenders, and we will have a quick look at the central defenders. So, defender with the biggest potential at the club is Isban Rossi, but that is not everything we need to look at. Isban Rossi is only on loan. So when we look at players with potential at the club, I would say you're probably going to be looking at Digby for 3.5 star potential. So the Digby wins that. Most appearances from a central defender this season, again, is Digby. 46 starts, 3 off the bench. Then you've got the average rating. Best average rated defender. He only made 4 starts, but Kigby, when he played well. 7.53. If we look at team conceded per 90 minutes for what defenders played, Kigby's got the best, but then next one is Digby with a 0.65 goals per 90 minutes. So out of the players that played the most, we would say Digby again has won that. Then we look at tackle completion ratio. Best player to get tackles done. We've got to ignore MJ Williams because he was a defensive midfielder. So it's Darling, 80%. But he's level with Digby at 80%. Interceptions per 90 minutes. Kigbu, well up there, 7.75, followed by Darling. Irondale, remember, was a player that played out on the left. Best player for winning the ball in the air. Again, we have to ignore Irondale. Kigbu, 75% of the balls that come in, he won in the air. I'm a little disappointed in Digby down here, 46%. He's the tallest and strongest player at the club, so he should be winning more than that. Best player for passes is Kigbu, 95%. But then when we start looking at players that were playing more often, 93% from Digby. So he did make a big difference at the back by being a ball-playing defender. And then if we take a look at goals, Digby has smashed everyone, mainly because he was that player at the near post. Boom! Header in from the corner. Right, if we have a look at the wing-backs this season. So we've got 4 of them on there, the left and right-hand sided players. Player with the best potential is Noel. 4.5 star potential. He's also the best ability with 3.5 star. We take a look at across, they've all got balanced personalities. They're all feeling pretty happy, apart from Iredale, who's concerned about his playing time. Most appearances this season has come from Field with 44. He also has the highest average rating of a 7.01. Now, the team have conceded the least when Davis has played at right back. They've only conceded 0.56 goals per 90 minutes. That jumps up to 0.74 for Field, and when you get to Noel, 0.88. The players completing the best tackles percentage is Field with an 85% tackle completion, and the players intercepting the most was Jack Iredale. He's got interceptions of 6.38 per game. We then look at mistakes leading to goals. Field has made the most mistakes with 2 leading to a goal, followed by Noel, who has made 1 mistake leading to a goal. Passing percentage is pretty important when you're playing as a wing back in this team. So 91% for Noel, 89% for Field. And then chances created per 90 minutes. You've got Davis up there, getting forward the most, creating the most chances. And the hardest worker at right back was Noel. He's run 12.9 kilometres per 90 minutes that he was on. Best player for assists comes down to Tom Field from that left-hand side. 5 assists this season, but only closely followed by Jack Iredale, who also played on the left with 4, so the right back's not really causing any problems for the defence. If we then jump on to the defensive midfielders, the defensive midfielders we will be looking at will be Ryan East, Adam Phillips, MJ Williams, Tetek, and May, not Adam Phillips, sorry. So these are the 4 that we need to be keeping an eye on in the purple. So potential goes to Tetek, but he's not at our club. So then you're having a look at Adam May and East for 4.5 star potential. East has also got 3.5 star current ability, which makes him the best player in that position at the moment. Everyone seems pretty okay with how things are going. Concerned is Adam May, feels he hasn't had enough games. Player who has played the most in that position for us is East. He's played 43 times. Player with the best average rating for us in that position now is Tetek. He's come into the side. He come in January at the end when we needed to move Digby into defence, and he's got a 6.92 average rating while playing there. If we have a look at what the strength of the defensive side of the team was like when players played, East only 0.68 goals went in per game when East was in the side, 0.71 when Tetek was in. It jumped over 1 once May or Williams played though, so not brilliant there. I think the next thing we need to be looking at is probably how they performed with their passing. So passes per 90 minutes, East 60 passes he made a game, followed up by May with 52. If we have a look at pass completion, best player for completing their passes was Williams. 91% of his passes found the mark, but that's closely followed up by Tetek with 90%. Chances created per 90 minutes, we've got 0.14 created by East per 90 minutes, and the hardest working central midfielder was May though, 13.5, trying to show that he wants to be in that team. Most assists come from Ryan East, 10 assists. He also got 2 goals for us from that position. Now he had an expected goals tally of 0.99, so getting 2 goals from that is not bad at all. The next players we want to look at is the midfielders that are a bit further forward. So that would be El Mazzuni and Phillips. So if we have a look at the potential first of all, El Mazzuni is the better of the potential, 5 star, but Phillips is one of our own and he's got 4.5 star anyway. Both are very happy with their playing time. If we have a look at appearances, 34 starts for El Mazzuni, 22 for Adam Phillips. So both doing fairly well, really close on the average ratings as well. If we have a look over as far as the passes per game, 42 to 41, so about the same. However, El Mazzuni does find his pass a bit more than what Adam Phillips does, 87% to 82%. If we have a look at distance covered, 14.3, 14.2. Assists, 9 to 7. And then if we have a look at goals, 6 to 2. So, to be honest with you, for the amount of games that each have played, they're fairly similar players. I think Phillips is probably a little bit more creative, whereas El Mazzuni is certainly more about taking the chances. Next players to look at will be the wingers. So if we just jump on here, have a look at the 4 wingers we were playing. So it's a little bit more difficult, in fact. I think what we'll look at is wingers and attackers, because it's a little difficult. Adams, Pereira, Nibs, Khan, not El Mazzuni, Joe Adams and Mullin. So all these are the players that we want to look at as our attacking front 3. It's probably easier to put them down as an attacking front 3 because they were pretty much interchanging with positions throughout the whole season. So I wouldn't like to say this player didn't score enough from striker because he might not play striker all season. But if we have a look at potential, best potential at the club was Joe Adams. He's got 5-star potential. However, he is only on loan, which means Nibs has got the best potential out of everyone, and that's 4.5 star. Everyone had a balanced personality, got an ambitious one and a determined one down here from Khan and Mullin. Delighted. So the only player concerned was Dallas with the amount of football he was getting. But at 22, he is only coming through the ranks at the moment. Most appearances was for Mullin, 40 starts and 6 off the bench. That was followed by Adams with 40 starts and 1 off the bench. So pretty fundamental to our team with these two players. Average rating is Mullin with a 7.04. If we have a look at the passing, so best passes, got 28 from Adams a game, 28 from Khan a game. Those were the main wingers, to be honest with you. Pass completion, Harvey Nibbs, 92%. So chances created per 90 minutes, 0.13 for Otis Khan. That is really bad. It's only 0.13, and that's our best player. I'd be a little bit worried about that. Hardest working player at the front was Dion Pereira. One of the reasons I think the fans have really grown to love him, just how hard he works for the team. Assists this season, top assister was Otis Khan with 8 assists, and we already know Mullin run away with it, 28 goals, followed by Harvey Nibbs with 17. If we have a look at the XG though, 28 from 21 expected goals, that's not bad at all. Harvey Nibbs beats his expected goals, as does Pereira. But then you look at Adams, he was expected to get more goals than he did. So was Otis Khan. Dallas beats his though, so a little bit up in arms on that one. And goals per game, 0.88 for Mullin, followed by Nibbs, 0.59. So Mullin by a mile was our go-to striker. So this is a quick look at my profile before I wrap up. I will be definitely leaving Cambridge United this summer. I'm not going to be re-signing with them. So next time you're back, you're either going to be back with me unemployed or at a new club, preferably in Europe. If not, by leaving Cambridge, because I'm leaving this season, I can't go into League One. I can't go into the Championship because I've gotten promoted to the Championship as per save rules. So I'm either going to have to go Premiership, down a league, or go to a different country. Maybe Scotland, maybe across the water. We'll have to wait and see there. But a quick look at my characteristics now. So my reputation has jumped up to 45%. So I've got a 2.5 star reputation. Media is way down there, 14%. We've then got tactical consistency. Ever since we started, we went with that 4-3-3. We've mullered about with it a little bit to try and get it to work properly. And we're at a 90% tactical consistency. Hands-on approach, 75%. Managing finances, we should know that just from how much I've got in the club. 100%. Look at the finances at this club. The club have got 1.7 million in the bank before the promotions and everything are all confirmed. This club, when I joined, we were way back here, 4,000 in debt. In fact, I joined around this time, didn't I? So they were £60,000 in the black before dropping down. Where were they at the worst? £27,000 in debt. I've done that. So well happy with that. I can understand why my financial management is really good. Discipline, 70%. Loyalty to players is 40%. Domestic player bias, so players that I use in our own country, 75%. My attributes look like this. 10 for attacking, 8 for defending, 8 for fitness, 1 for goalkeeping and all sections, 12 for tactical, 11 for technical, 12 mental and 14 working with youngsters. My mentals, adaptability is 4. That might be a little worry if I'm trying to get a job abroad, but we'll have to wait and see. Determination 7, player knowledge is 7, 6 for youngster knowledge, 7 for level of discipline, 9 for man management and 11 for motivating. So hopefully when you come back I'll be at a different club. For now guys, thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed that, please leave us a great big thumbs up. It's going to be really exciting to see where I end up next season. For now, I'll see you again soon.